great, but I don't know how much those children will be able to put back in their community in terms of having a responsibility to their community and coming back and inputting and seeing themselves building a nation, a black nation. I'm not sure whether they can be able to do that. To give you an example, I work in schools in terms of going around as a teaching assistant, and I went to a Jewish school. And in this Jewish school in North London, 2,000 pupils in the school. And they had their synagogue attached to the school, and they go to the synagogues in the morning, the Jewish children, and they learn about the history and the culture. And so you have in the politics, you have in the religion and everything. I'm not so sure if the black churches would be willing to go down the road of culture and all that that implies in, in terms of, producing fully fledged African children. You see what I mean?
Right, you want me to respond to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's a challenge in terms of, I don't think they would be shy to deal with the issue that you've raised, and I still want you to remember that we also have our thoughts on culture much more structured in this book, because in a few minutes it's hard to say everything. But on the issue of culture, we've tried to take out the emotive angle of it and to bring forward the fact that when we talk about culture and education, the two are tied together. And I think if we work with churches, they will understand it, that you can't educate without culture. So it's more a matter of education with the churches. I believe from the history of the supplementary school, it wouldn't be too difficult, because the work of supplementary schools have, over the decades, have been centered on two things: culture and basics. Yes? And it's a kind of contradiction, because the basics will be seen to be, old-fashioned, and the cultural side is more radical. But that has been the work of supplementary school, focused on two basic things: getting the school to know the maths and the English. And as you rightly said, and about literacy, it's important. And my colleague has already have a strong argument that if they can't master the literacy, they can't access the total curriculum. And you haven't said anything, but maybe something you want to talk about. So back to it. I believe that it can be done because of the historical work of the supplementary schools. And I don't think the church would shy away too much from it.
There are 2 points I've got to make in terms of because I think we've got the solutions to these problems. In terms of the moving forward, the question the gentleman asked with regards to the church having the capacity to roll out and implement a strategy and follow through on schools, I think we've got it. The classic model will be what we have with the Christian channel. So obviously you've got God channels, and God channel, there's Revelation, and a few of them. Right. So what they do, they come up with a vision. They say, this is the vision, and the churches subscribe to it. So that same entity could be set up, maybe a social enterprise, maybe a charity, set up and say, this is the vision. We intend to start with a pilot school in London, for instance, with a view to build 3, 4, 5 across the country. We plead with you to invest in this venture. So very like you said, I think that would work, because it's taken away from any individual church, because I think that's what the problem is with the black churches. Oh, it's NTA, we're not part of it. Oh, it's Bible Way or whatever. Yeah. So we're moving away from that. So this is an individual entity. It's a Christian vision, and we want you to subscribe to it. And this is what we will do. And I think that will address that problem. The other question, which is a very pertinent question, with regards to the curriculum and with regards to our history, I think that also is addressed, because we've got countless teachers, Christian teachers, and the curriculum at the moment, the way it is right now, allows for cultural diversity and cultural education. So all we need to do is map out what we want. And we'll have a committee, we'll have, historians, we'll have academics, we'll sit and look at it and design a curriculum based on what we feel is best for for our young people at different levels. And that again will be addressed so easily. So I think it's about moving these things forward. That's what we should be looking at, next steps, to be honest.
Thank you. Just into my thoughts are that I think we're quite ready in terms of the cultural and heritage and history. From that perspective, I think the church can come together. Where I'm more concerned about the churches is around doctrine and whether they would allow doctrine to get in the way of moving forward. That's where I think the main issue would perhaps come. But in terms of understanding history, I think we come together on that level. But in terms of doctrine, I'd be concerned about how many churches would be allowed to put this side and put this aside for the greater good of the educational progress of our children.
Well, I believe that it's back to what I said again, that the coming together is not to integrate churches and their theology and so forth.
Yeah.
But there's a common denominator here. I would think that we all believe in the power of the gospel, despite variations in theological issues. And I think that would bind us together, because, as I said, I'm trying to make it quite simple, that regardless of where you are, whether you're a New Testament Church of God or you're a prophecy, whether you're at Seventh-day Adventist, etc., there is that common thing, which is that we're called as Christians. We are called as Christians, as disciples of Jesus Christ, to love God and to serve our fellow men. And that, to me, is a platform on which we can come together.
Thank you.
I don't think that theology is a great barrier. We're not taking the optimistic route.
I'd just like to concur and say that the Les Isaacs model, the street pastors model, where churches of all denominations, many denominations, who have the same mission, come together, and that's the model that has literally taken Christendom in the UK by storm.
Absolutely.
It's people with the same passion and mission. And so you've got Apostolics, Pentecostals, you've got
Church of England,
Baptists, Methodists, all together because of the mission. And so when we begin to link our supplementary education to our mission, then the church will come together. Hence the importance of Sunday schools, the whole new program that we're actually promoting amongst our You Can Excel, the importance of Sunday school, real Sunday school really works. But anyway,
That's Chair, I do apologize. I have to leave now. If that's so.
and this is going to be a model of exactly what happens. Because what we're going to now have is Ian
Lewinson.
it's going to fill your space. So we're glad, we're sorry that you have to go, but just like in life, there's always somebody going to come and keep your seat warm. But thank you so much for your contributions. It's been valuable.
Naya has my contact details if you want to talk to me further.
And your book is here for anybody to...
And yes, I don't know how...
Show me the book cover, please.
Okay.
Hold it up.
Thank you very much. It's excellent.
It's on Amazon.
Yes, they may not have it in stock, but you can order it then if you want. Or I get my details
Hold it up again,
cheaper directly from us.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say goodbye to you, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
And welcome Ian Lewinson to the chair, to the table.